Bonjour my friends, I'm Frankie and welcome to Club Foodie. Our schedule is quite hectic during the last month of the year. When I was a kid, every December, my mother was always busy cooking and baking in order to be ready for the holidays. She made pies, cakes, cookies, treats, tortillas, croûtons, stuffed buns, as well as this Quebec holiday staple. In today's episode, I'll show you how to make my ragoût de boulettes et pâte de cochon, which is meatballs with pig's feet stew. This is a feast for us French Canadians. Simmering for hours, this dish is packed with tons of flavor. It's a great traditional recipe to add to your folder. So my friends, let's get cooking.
In a large pot, we'll add 2 pork hocks, a lot of onions, and then some mixed spice, also known in French as épices mélangées. I have a homemade recipe to make this blend, so click on the top right corner of your screen to view it. We'll also add 2 whole cloves, a generous amount of ground sea salt, and the same with freshly ground black pepper. We'll pour in water, making sure the hocks are nicely covered, and add a bay leaf. We'll bring the mixture to a boil, then reduce the heat to medium and let it simmer for 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, we'll sift the toasted flour through a fine sieve sitting over a large bowl, pushing down on the hard little pieces. Last month, I showed you how to toast flour, so simply click on the top right corner of your screen to find out how. Can you use regular flour? The answer is no. Toasted flour will not only give us a nice color to our gravy, but also a beautiful nutty roasted flavor. I know it takes a while to toast flour, but there are times that we just have to roll up our sleeves and make it happen because it's so worth it. And this is the case right now. I also explain on the website other ways to use up the toasted flour, so check it out. Alright, so when this step is done, we'll move on to the next. In a large bowl, and we'll probably need 2, we'll add ground veal, ground beef, and ground pork. We'll combine the meat together. I usually do that in a big large pot similar to the one cooking the hocks right now. But because I want to show you how to make this traditional Quebec dish, and for a better camera angle, I opt for the bowl. Well, that's why we need a second one. The meat won't fit unless you own these big, huge commercial ones. Okie dokie. Now, we'll add the beaten eggs to the meat. If you're in the same situation as me, use 1 egg per bowl. Basically, split all the ingredients between those 2 bowls, okay? Followed by finely chopped onions, then fine breadcrumbs, and some Dijon mustard. We'll now season with herbe de Provence and mixed spice, the same blend we used earlier for the hocks. Then hot paprika, which is unusual but gives such a nice taste to the meatballs. Some ground sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. Another ingredient we'll add is pressed garlic. It's good for us. Now, with our clean bare hand, because it works better that way, trust me, we'll combine everything together until fairly well mixed. Before we go ahead and make meatballs, our hocks should be cooked, so we'll remove them from the water, reduce the heat to medium-low because we'll be back to the pot later, and let them cool off before handling. Alright, now let's make the meatballs. Using a medium scoop, we'll form them all, and then, with well-oiled hands, we'll roll them nice and tight. Be patient. There are 100 of them to do. After this is done, the next step is to roll them up in a sifted toasted flour, Shake off any excess and put them back on the baking dish. Whatever flour left, do not throw it away. We'll be using more later. And we'll set them aside. Now, back to the pork hocks that had time to cool off. We'll clean them up, removing the skin, bones, and fat, keeping the meat and discarding the rest. There will still be a bit of fat attached to the meat, so we'll remove it as well and cut the meat into bite-sized pieces, then move on to the stove. We have a lot of meatballs to cook, therefore we'll need more water than what we have in the pot. Also, let's not forget that we need some liquid to make the gravy. I typically use about 14 cups of water. Next, we'll increase the heat to high and bring the liquid to a boil. There will be some foam on top. Just skim it off and discard it. So when it starts boiling, we'll add the meat from the pork hocks as well as the meatballs. If the liquid cools off too much, place the lid on to bring it back to a boil. Now, what we'll do is to add the remaining flour by sifting it over the pot. Not only will it make a nice thick gravy, but also add a rich dark color to it. The best way to incorporate the flour is adding a little bit and stir well between each addition. Now, the amount of flour you want to add depends on how thick you like yours. I normally go for about 4 to 5 cups. So start by adding half a cup at a time, then let it cook for a while, and later on, you can always add more if you find the sauce is not thick enough. Next, we'll reduce the heat to a simmer and let it cook for 3 hours, stirring often. Keep in mind that as the ragu cooks, the sauce will thicken. After an hour of cooking, we want to taste and adjust the seasoning. About half an hour later, we'll start boiling water in a medium pot and then add the pork sausages. We'll boil them for about 10 to 12 minutes. By doing that, not only will they degrease in the water, but it will also be easier to remove the casing. So when time is up, we'll remove from the heat, and as you can see, the casing is already mostly removed. We just have to gently scrape to get the rest of it off. And of course, we'll discard them. Next, we'll add them to the ragu and let them simmer for the remaining 1 hour. If you want, you can always cut them in half. When the 3 hours is finally up, I want you to taste and adjust the seasoning. It will probably need more salt and black pepper. That's it. We're done. And my friends, this is our Ragoût de Boulettes et pâte de Cochon. This traditional Québécois dish is so delicious. If you never had this before, it should definitely be on your list. Served with boiled potatoes, some pickled beets, and crusty bread, this is a meal your family will enjoy. I hope you give it a try soon, and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts, directions, and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!